Ever spend like forever scrolling through dental websites, trying to find a new dentist, and it's like, how are you supposed to know who's actually good just from their website, you know?
It's impossible.
Well, that's what we're doing in today's deep dive.
How fun.
We're going to dissect a real website, Pacoima Dental Center in California, and see what we can learn, beyond just the smiling faces and the sparkly, clean teeth.
It's like detective work, but for your teeth.
Exactly. Okay, so their website, it's got all the usual stuff, contact info, how to schedule an appointment, all the must-haves. But there was this one phrase, and it really stuck out to me. They're all about comprehensive and preventative patient care.
What does that even mean? Like, is that just dentist jargon?
Well, it sounds like it means more than just, fixing problems as they come up. It suggests they're focused on patient education, really helping you understand your own oral health so that you can make informed decisions about it.
So it's more like a partnership. Exactly. They're not just there to clean your teeth. They're there to equip you to take care of them long term.
Makes sense. And speaking of understanding your options, let's dive into the services they offer. They've got everything: general dentistry, whitening, fillings, even implants. They actually say on the website that before dental implants came along, dentures were pretty much the only option if you lost a tooth.
And dentures have been around for centuries.
Wow.
That really highlights how far dental technology has come.
So what makes implants so special? Like, what are they?
So basically, imagine a tiny titanium post that gets surgically inserted into your jawbone.
Okay.
And it acts like an artificial tooth root, basically.
Oh, wow.
Providing a really strong base for a crown. So they're much more stable than dentures, they help preserve the jawbone, and they function a lot more like natural teeth.
So no more like slipping dentures or struggling to eat certain foods.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing how these advancements have improved quality of life for so many people.
That's really interesting. Okay, so they seem to be on top of the latest technology, but I'm curious about their approach to more, classic dental issues.
Like what?
Like fillings.
Okay.
Speaking of, I saw they have this whole FAQ section about amalgam fillings, the silver ones.
Yeah.
And they actually address some concerns about their safety, even mentioning that some countries have restricted or banned them altogether. What's the deal with that?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The great amalgam debate.
Right.
It really boils down to the mercury content in those fillings.
Wait, mercury in your mouth, is that safe?
That's the million-dollar question.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's smart of them to address it head on.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, amalgam is super durable and it's affordable and it's been used for over a century. But on the other hand, there is that concern about potential mercury exposure.
Yeah, I can see why people would be a little hesitant.
Absolutely. Now, the amount of mercury released by these fillings is very small.
Okay.
And generally, it's considered safe by organizations like the American Dental Association.
Gotcha.
But it's still something that a lot of patients want to discuss with their dentist, and that's understandable.
Yeah, for sure. So it sounds like this dental practice is acknowledging those concerns and encouraging that open communication, which I think is a good sign.
Definitely.
Speaking of addressing common concerns, I found this other article on their website that I have to bring up. It's about toothache remedies.
Oh, yeah.
You know those moments when you're in agony and you'll try anything?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's got their go-to toothache remedy.
Exactly. So they specifically advise against putting aspirin directly on a toothache, which is totally heard people suggest. Is that actually bad for you?
It's a common misconception.
Okay.
While aspirin can definitely help with pain relief when you take it orally, applying it directly to your gums can actually damage the tissue and make the problem even worse.
Oh, ouch. So what should you do instead if you're in a bind?
Rinsing your mouth with warm salt water can actually work wonders. It helps to clean the area and reduce inflammation. It's a good temporary fix.
Good to know. Okay, so they seem to be promoting safe and effective home remedies. But what about their location? They mentioned serving Pacoima, North Hollywood, even the San Fernando Valley.
Wow.
Isn't that a huge area?
It is a huge area. The
Yeah.
San Fernando Valley is large and diverse.
Yeah.
By including that in their service area, it seems like they're really trying to reach a wider patient base, not just, the people who live right around the corner.
That's a good point. It shows they're thinking about accessibility.
Yeah.
And speaking of accessibility, can we talk about their hours? They're open until 6:30 p.m. most weekdays. I mean, 6:30 at the dentist, that's practically unheard of. It's like they actually get the people have, jobs and lives and stuff outside of their dentist appointments.
It's a really good point. Access to care is a huge issue for a lot of people, and traditional clinic hours don't always work for like those with 9 to 5s or, busy schedules in general.
Hmm.
And when you can't easily get an appointment, it's easy to put it off, which can actually lead to bigger problems down the road.
Totally. And it's not just the late hours. They're also open on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So they're really trying to make it like as convenient as possible to, actually take care of your teeth.
Definitely. It really seems like they're going the extra mile to accommodate patients and their needs. And that goes hand in hand with their whole emphasis on patient education and that like really comprehensive care we talked about.
It's all about building that relationship, right?
Exactly. One that's built on trust and, like you said, convenience. It's about making it easy for patients to prioritize their oral health, which is huge.
Totally. And it's really painting a picture of this practice, isn't it? It's not just a place to get your teeth cleaned. It's a place that seems to genuinely care about your well-being and, meeting you where you are, literally and figuratively.
Absolutely. And that's something I always tell people to keep in mind when they're looking for a new dentist or any healthcare provider, really.
Yeah.
It's about finding a good fit, a place that aligns with your needs and values.
100%. Okay, so we've talked about their commitment to patient care, the range of services they offer, their approach to things like, the amalgam fillings. We even touched on their location and their super convenient hours. Like we're getting a feel for their whole philosophy, their MO. But there's one thing we haven't come across yet, and I think it's a big one: patient testimonials.
Oh, you're right. They are missing.
Yeah.
It's interesting you bring that up because, hearing from actual patients, it can really add a whole other layer of insight.
It's like checking online reviews before you try a new restaurant or something.
Exactly. You want to know what other people's experiences have been like?
Right.
Did they feel listened to? Were they happy with the results? Those personal stories can make a big difference.
Totally. Because it's one thing for the dentist to say, oh, we prioritize patient care, but it's another thing to hear it directly from the people who have actually been patients there.
Exactly. It's that, firsthand perspective.
It's like the difference between reading a travel brochure and like hearing about a friend's amazing vacation, seeing their photos and hearing their stories. You just get a much richer, more authentic perspective that way.
100%. And speaking of getting a more complete picture, what about the dentists themselves? Have you found any information about them?
That's what I was just thinking, like their background, their experience, I'm all for a little behind the scenes peek.
Exactly. It's like knowing the chef behind your favorite dish at a restaurant, right? It just adds that personal touch and helps you understand their philosophy and expertise a bit more.
It's like we're putting together a puzzle, right?
Yeah.
We've got like the edges, the framework of what this practice is all about, but a few key pieces are still missing. Like those personal touches, patient testimonials, the dentist's background.
Yeah.
It would really complete the picture, wouldn't it?
I think it's the difference between like a generic listing and a place that you actually feel good about choosing,
Totally. Like imagine choosing a hotel based just on like star ratings versus one where you've read amazing reviews, seen pictures that other travelers have taken. Like those personal experiences make a world of difference.
Absolutely.
It just gives you that extra layer of confidence.
Totally. And, that's what's so interesting about these website deep dives. They're really just a starting point.
Right.
A jumping off point for you to do your own research and make your own decisions.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't just buy a car without test driving it first.
Yeah.
Right? Choosing a healthcare provider, it deserves that same careful consideration.
So true. Being an informed consumer is key.
Yeah.
Take all the information you gather from the website, online reviews, even word of mouth, and use it to make the best choice for you.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, it's your health, it's your smile.
Right.
You deserve a dental practice that doesn't just, tick the boxes on paper, but actually feels like the right fit.
100%. Well, that's some food for thought, right? So next time you're searching for a new dentist, remember what we talked about today. Don't be afraid to dig a little deeper, ask questions, and trust your gut.
Yeah, always trust your gut.
Exactly. Who knows? You might just uncover a hidden gem like Pacoima Dental Center, or at least you'll know the right questions to ask to find out if it is one.
For sure.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time for a brand new exploration.